Hello and welcome back. Here we're going to check out another stack of the 1990 Pro Set Football Series 2 cards. We have one stack left, and in here there are a lot of good errors, inserts, and players, so we got a lot to look forward to. And you know how it goes. Here we have our winner's circle. When we pull out a great card from a pack, it will go on the circle until and if a better card comes out from another pack. And in the end, only one will remain standing as the greatest card from this pull. When we find a really good one, it gets the horn. And when we find one that isn't so good or is disappointing, it gets the other horn. So with that, let's open up the first pack and dive right in. There's a couple of really good cards we want to find in here. One of them is going to be a Santa Claus insert, and the other is a superhero. We have not gotten the superhero yet, so really hoping it is in this stack. And here we go. Terry Bradshaw, number 14 of the MVP collectible series. And that is a subset. If you see here, let me just slide all these over. It is a subset of the overall set and is made up of Super Bowl MVP images, players, memories, things like that. So looking here, this one is worth around $24 in a PSA 10. So we'll tuck that on a pile of the Super Bowl memories. Alton Montgomery, 721. And now we're back into the regular set of cards. Let's see what we've got. And excuse me, and he's got a common card value, even though this is his rookie card there. And the American Bowl in Berlin, card number 782. So there were a lot, comparatively, a fair amount of games abroad that year. And so there's a few cards in this set that kind of pay memory to those games. And this is the one in Berlin. So really cool to see. And that is worth around 5 cents as a common. And here we go, 673 Junior Seau. A great rookie card. We're going to tuck this one right into a sleeve. Incredible. Let's check the value on him. I believe it's around $75 to $80 in a PSA 10. So hopefully we'll take a look at all these later, of course, and see what may be capable of getting a 10 and things like that. But for right now, we'll just gently tuck him into a sleeve. And I'm still working on finding a good way to do that. But I think I'm getting it. So there we have Junior Seau, again, number 673. What a good pull to start this off. And yep, around $75 in a PSA 10. He's definitely going to take our number one spot on the winner's circle. Next up is Pat Terrell, number 718. And all right, so this one has an error card and jersey on back. So the correct jersey number on the back is 37, and the jersey number on the error card is 41. And so here we have 41 on our card, and on the front, 37 on the jersey. So we do have the error card. I'm not seeing a lot of value for it, but it's fun to see the error. So I'll keep that in a pile of potential error cards that we can collect and maybe put together a set of just error cards. Anyway, we have Tony Woods, number 651. And common card at around $1.37. Michael Brooks, $4.85. And common again around $1.67. David Galloway, $6.14. This one's showing around $3.49, $3.49 for the common card, which is a little above average for this set. So we'll toss him in the check more about it pile. Population, recent sales, things like that. And Byron Evans, number 605 of the Eagles. And we're at $1.57. Fred Smerlas, number 643. And he's around $1.32. Roland James, number 577. Around $1.21. And William Perry of the Bears, number 455. And he shows around $99 as a PSA 10. So there we go. Really good pack. We got William Perry. We got Junior Seau. And we're just getting started. So this is a really, really good stack so far. And let's get him safely into a sleeve. And there we go. Perfect. So we're doing really well, I would say, so far. Kirk Loudermilk, 572. I believe we've seen him before, not necessarily today, but there's around $1 card. Joe Montana, card number 408. Always a great name to see, great player to watch. And here's around $28 as a PSA 10, so not crazy value, though it's his Pro Bowl card, and definitely looking in good shape. So we're going to put this in his sleeve just because of how good it's looking now, just right out of the pack. And we may not grade this, but we'll put it into a pile to evaluate and maybe do something with it down the road, or maybe not. But definitely a really, really crisp card. Awesome. Eric Allen, number 379. And I think we're into the Pro Bowl cards, around $1.35. And we have our scratcher on the end. And we're moving into pack number 2. So we had a really good start with the top. And let's see what the rest of the packs give to us. All right. Looks like we got a lot of Joe Montana coming through. Here's the Joe Montana MVP collectible card, number 24 of that, I believe, 24 card subset. And as a single, this goes for around $50 in a PSA 10. And it's looking pretty good as it stands. So let's tuck this in a sleeve, and we'll check out more about it later. All right, there we go. So 2 good Joe Montanas in a row. And here we have 788. Pro Football Goes International. So here's another one of those cards celebrating those international games. However, it's only around a 25-cent card now, but it looks pretty cool. Always fun seeing them. Ken Clark, number 751. Let's see what Ken is up to. It's his rookie card, around 99 cents. And we've got that. Rodney Hampton, number 692. And around a $62 card in a PSA 10. This is his rookie. So That's a solid one right there for the New York Giants, their first round draft pick in 1990. We will tuck him into a sleeve and investigate further as we go. What I like a lot about these cards we're pulling out is the corners are really good, the color is good, so we may have a chance at some 10s. Who knows? It's really, really hard to get 10s, but we'll check them out later. Kevin Haverdink, number 742. All right, he has an error card where the error on the back shows jersey number 74, and that is the one that we've got here. So, bingo. Let's give it a little dingo. And the value doesn't have anything major listed, so we'll put this in our error pile and do something fun with that. Following up, we have Greg Cragen, number 487, and he's around 99 cents. So put that there. James Dixon, 478. And that one's similarly valued currently. Dan Sula Umua. Yeah, that's close enough. I'm sure there's a better way. If you know it, tell me how. 535. Let's see what he's up to. Around $1.42. And Bruce Armstrong, 575. Around $1.56 there. And then we've got Chris Jackie, 501 from the Packers. And that's around $1.86. Courtney Hall, 628 of the Chargers. And he's coming in around 25 cents. Bill Romanowski of the 49ers, card 642. And he's showing around $25 as a PSA 10, 15 as a 9. It's a little more value than a common. We'll put him in our check it out more later pile. Don Mujkowski, 401, Green Bay Packers. This does look like it is the Pro Bowl card, and not too crazy value there. Bill Frolic, 389 of the Falcons. And around $1.94 on that one. Definitely a Pro Bowl card. And Lionel Manuel, 598 from the New York Giants. Coming in at around $1.25 for that one. And we've got our scratcher. And wow, what a pack. We've been pulling some pretty amazing things, and we're not even halfway done yet. So let's keep cruising and see if we can get a superhero. That would be incredible. We've already gotten some superheroes, though, on the field. Let's see if we can get a cartoon superhero. All right, Franco Harris, number 9. This is that Super Bowl subset. And he's around $106 in a PSA 10. So that's a really, really good pull. Let's give him the horn. And looking here at the corners and the coloring, it looks pretty good. So I'm going to tuck him into a sleeve as carefully as possible. We need like a sleeve tucking theme song, I think, to make this a little more exciting. There we go. I always try to be real careful with the corners, because one little slip and there goes potential value. All right, third place, black and white, George Reynolds, Philadelphia Daily News, card number 798. This looks like another one of those historical pieces, and we'll find out if, like most of the others, there isn't too much value. Here, there isn't too much as well, but it does look like a pretty cool photo and worth at least checking out. On to the next one is Rob Moore, 694 of the New York Jets, and around $17 in a PSA 10. It is his rookie card, so we'll check him out a little more later and see if it's worth pursuing. Steve Broussard of the Falcons, card number 688. A little over $1 in terms of value there. Peter Tom Willis of the Bears, 728. It shows around $24 in a PSA 10. It is his rookie card, so let's put him aside and check out more in terms of what value might be there. Mike Bob, 469. Around $1.25. And Rufus Porter, 649. Around $1.45. Jeff Donaldson, 528. $1.25. And Irving Fryer of the Patriots. Let's see what he has going on. Around $1.50. Tony Mandarich, 504 of the Green Bay Packers. And he's around $1.29. So we're getting into a little bit of a quiet streak. We had a lot of big ones. Robert Del Pino, 550 of the Rams. He's coming in around $1.31. And Dave Waymer, 644 of the San Francisco 49ers, looking at a value of around 99 cents. Whoa, that card jumped. Let's see who was jumping around. Rick Fenny, 567 of the Vikings. Around $1.29. So it's all quiet right now. All very quiet. Brent Forward, 390 of the Packers. Around $1.62. And Pete Mesalars, 439 of the Buffalo Bills. And we're looking at around $1.49. Very cool action photo. And then we have our scratcher here. And on to the next pack. So here we go. That was a pretty quiet one. Let's hope that there's something waiting for us right in here. All right. And our MVP collectible, number 11. That's coming in at around $86 in a PSA 10. So let's take Fred and we'll put him in a nice sleeve. And we'll go from there. All right, there we go. Fred is in. Good to see you. First place color action, 790. This looks like another one of those historical pieces or news items from the season. Around 25 cents. That is 22nd Annual Pro Football Hall of Fame Photo Contest. Cool, interesting to see. Steve Grogan, 580 of the Patriots. Around $1.44. Let's slide these over to make it easier to pick up. Oh, there's Ronaldo Turnbull, 682. Around $1.65. It is his rookie card. Walter Reeves, 747. His rookie card as well for around $1.69. And John Raid, 433 of the Atlanta Falcons, looking at $1.12. Kelly Stauffer, 650, Seattle Seahawks, and coming in around $1.37. Jim McMahon, quarterback of the Eagles, 610, and he's showing up at around $95 in a PSA 10. So pretty solid potential value there. The card itself is looking pretty good. There might be, there was something on the card, but it was just like a piece of dust or dirt. So overall, really smooth printing. We're going to tuck this in gently and maybe have something more than we know. Perfect. Jim McMahon, quarterback of the Eagles. Peter Stoyanovich, or Pete Stoyanovich, 564, around $1.50. Leslie O'Neal, linebacker of the Chargers, 632. Cool, so this one has an error on it. The correct one has LB, his linebacker designation on the front and the back. The error is listed as LB on the front, as LBDE on the front, and just LB on the back. So right now, let's see what we've got. We have LB on the back, and then what we'll do is we'll turn it over and see what's on the front. All right, it shows LB on the front. So this does not have both. This is not the error card. Let me just verify where I'm checking now. And that would be correct. So this one, as it stands currently, is around $1.35 common card. But we were close. Could have been something big, and it's always fun to check that out. Mark Lee, number 503 of the Packers. 143. And we've got Rod Woodson, 626. Definitely a big name there. And some big value to go with it, potentially. Showing as a $99 PSA 10. So we will sleeve this one up. I do see some potential ink issues, or actually, it's mostly dust, like the card dust. But we'll take a closer look later, but definitely a good get. Do you think he beats out Junior Seau, though, from our winner's circle? I don't know. Rod Woodson is a great, but I think Junior is going to hold tough on the winner's circle for now. So we'll add Rod to our other pile. Jim Dombrowski, 587. And let's keep this rolling and see what we got. As a rookie card, around $1.29. And Steve Jordan, 398. $1.30. And Bruce Smith, 443. And he's around $1.79. That's Bruce. We have our scratcher and our next pack coming right up. So here we are. Let's see what we've got. Pulled some really nice cards so far. I like how they're looking and even what we've got. But we still want the superhero card. Larry Zonka, number 8 of our MVP series. I don't think we've seen this one before. That's pretty exciting to check this out. And current value of around 28 in a PSA 10. So we'll put him in our MVP collectibles pile. And then check out Fred Barnett, wide receiver of the Eagles, card number 746. And we have around $1.39 in him. And then another one of those feature cards, 795, Lois Bernstein of the Sacramento Bee. Looks like it's another photo contest image. It is, with around a 25-cent value, but definitely a cool Gatorade pour on the 49ers sideline. Ron Cox, 702 of the Bears. And around $1. It is his rookie card. Ronald Lewis, 750 of the 49ers. That's a nice round number. Let's see what pulls up. Around $1.25. Cool photo, though. Good action shot. Nice colors. I like that card. Keith Taylor, 525. And we're looking at around $1.55 for that one. Robert Perryman, 578. And around $1.35 on there. Ray Bentley, 436. Around $1.21. And Farrell Edmonds, 560. Tight end on the Miami Dolphins. We have around $1.29 there. Alvin Wright, number 556. Around $1.67. All right, we're getting quiet again. We were quiet for a while and had a pretty good pull. Let's see if Lee Williams will turn things around, or maybe something else is coming up soon. Maybe a superhero. Come on, superhero. Or Santa Claus. Carl Lee. Card number 399. And around $1.25. Got that. Stan Brock, 586. Around 99 cents. And we got Tim McDonald from the Cardinals at card 404. Looks like a Pro Bowl card, 99 cents. And Vaughn Johnson, 397. Also a Pro Bowl card. So I'm going to guess a potentially similar value. And yeah, around $1.04. All right. So we had a quiet pack there. Let's see what's coming up next. We're getting almost to the last one of this stack, and that would also be the last one of the box. So fingers crossed for something that will get us jumping. Chuck Howley, number 5 in the MVP subset. Looking like he's coming in at around $85 as a PSA 10. So let's hit that horn. Pretty good pull. We're starting to get some momentum building. That's what we were looking for. Chuck Howley came through. Way to go, Chuck. Thank you. I feel like you've come through on much larger stages. That's why you have a card on a Super Bowl. So we will we'll appreciate you here, but also know your stage is very large. And let's see how to get this in. Perfect. All right. Very good draw. Lamar Lathan, 683 of the Oilers. And let's double check that. 683. Coming through at around $1.60. This is his rookie card. And it looks like we have another one of those action shots. 791. Around $1.60. Jerry Pincus of the New York Giants came in second place for this color action photo. Reggie Cobb, $6.99 of the Bucks. This one's showing 42 cents ungraded, but $61 in a PSA 10. So some more investigation is needed, but for now we will tuck him away and do some more research. Harold Green, 707. All right, rookie card, looking around $1.98. David Treadwell, kicker, 492 of the Denver Broncos. Around the 99-cent card there. Frank Minifield, 475 of the Browns. And he's looking, let me just double check this right here. All right, around $1 as that stands. Greg Bell, 539 of the Raiders. Around $1.58. And Mark Duper, 559, coming through for the Dolphins at around $1.60. Next up, we have Bobby Humphrey of the Rams, 551, and around $1.67. And right behind him, Rams teammate, the kicker Mike Lansford at 552, two sequentially numbered cards, and he's around 99 cents. And then we follow that up with Jay Hilgenberg of the Bears, 394. Seems to be in Pro Bowl numbering territory. And it's around $1.29 for that card. James Hasty, 601 of the New York Jets. Around $1.67. Pat Swilling, 420 on the Saints. This shows at $70 for a PSA 10, so we'll definitely pull this one out and check more about it. And it seems like at a surprise like that, he gets the bell. Or the horn. That's a horn. But he gets it. So let's bag this one up. All right, right in. Perfect. Doug Smith of the Rams, 418. Just a few numbers away from our last one. $1.17. And our scratcher. All right, just 3 packs to go. We need a superhero. We need one really, really badly. We haven't gotten one. We haven't seen one. We need one. Here we got Bart Starr, number 1 on our MVP subset, coming in with a value just around $39 at a PSA 10. So let's look at the, yeah, it is a really, that's the edge. Yeah, it's a really, really good shape overall, corners, color. So let's bag them and then we'll do some more research later. Perfect. All right, Tom Hodson, 739. And we are now back into the regular set of card numbering. And he shows, whoa, Tom Hodson. It's showing $91 in a PSA 10. So again, I'm going to have to corroborate this info. Oh man, there looks like an ink issue here where there's a white dot right there. I don't know if you could see on that red area. It is not card dust. So I don't think this would do very well as a 10, but let's see. Even as a 9, it's showing worth around 20, so let's tuck him in to a sleeve and investigate some more later. But a potentially cool Tom Hodson. Let's give him the horn. All right, cruising as long as we go. And here's NFL Plays in Germany, card number 785. Again, highlighting the international games that year. And it looks like there are a couple variations to this. So let's take a look. One of them says Peered through the Berlin Wall. The other says posed at the Berlin Wall. So let's see if it's going to be in this wording or if maybe it's in the front. We'll see what the difference is. The official NFL card. This is Paul Tagliabue and Commissioner at Berlin Wall. Here through. So I'm going to click on some samples I have and see exactly where it may say what this is. So it looks like the fronts. Yep. Say the same thing. So it must be on the back. So let's read this back pretty quickly. And the difference that we're looking for is, did he peer through or did he pose at the Berlin Wall? So I'm going to read this and show you where I find it. So the first line, it says, Commissioner Paul Tagliabue poses at historic Berlin Wall. So maybe that's the sentence right there. So yep, that seems like that would fit the bill. It says poses at the Berlin Wall. That one seems to have some good value. So we'll just tuck this aside for now. Nothing crazy, maybe a few bucks, but definitely an interesting card. All right, back to the other ones. 722, Eric Davis of the San Francisco 49ers. And we're looking at around $18 in a PSA 10 and around $1 on graded. It is his rookie card, so we'll investigate this a little further, just given the value that seems to show up. And Mike Buck, 741. Coming in at around $1.70 for his rookie card. And Carl Meckenberg, 489. Around $1.45. And Jesse Solomon, number 482. Around $1.38. And we've got Ricky Ellison, 543 of the Raiders. And he's around a $2 common card, which is pretty cool. Most commons are $1 or less. Michael Haynes of the Falcons, 431. Around $1.19. Kurt Warner, running back for the Rams, card number 555, triple fives, and around $1.67 current value. 553, Michael Stewart, also of the Rams, his teammate right next to him in the pile, right around $1 of current value there. And then, hold on, we got a Barry Sanders of the Lions, card number 413. This does look like his Pro Bowl card. Let's see if there's value in this or if the value is in the others. And all right, we're looking at around $111 for this 413 Barry Sanders. Let's take a look at condition. And I think we're looking pretty good. Nice tight corners, good coloring. So great card. Let's get it protected in a sleeve. And perfect. Really nice there. Really, really nice. Well, I think Barry may overtake Junior Seau in our winner's circle. It's tough to not have Barry at the top. Really good card. Let's give him the horn again. All right. Keep it rolling with Dan Hampton, number 449. Let's see what we've got going here. Another potential error card. So the card back that says DT on the back. So we have DE. And there's another card back that says DE on the back. And that's what we have. So let's see what the front says. DT, and DE. So this one does seem to be the error. There's two errors. But seemingly the one that has DT on the back is worth more. So even though he would be, yeah, so it's not the big error card, but it still has some value above the common. So we'll put him into our error pile. And then we got Don Beebe, 435, playing for the Buffalo Bills. And he's got around an $84 PSA 10 value, according to this. So that's pretty wild. We'll definitely check more into that. But he's the wide receiver for the Bills. And we will sleeve up Big Don and do more research there. All right, right in. And next up, we have Roger Craig of the 49ers, card number 385. And this one is around $94 PSA 10. So I'm really surprised at some of these names. I didn't think they would be that valuable, so I'm going to have to double check the prices across a few different sources. But if it's true, he gets the horn. Welcome to the show, Roger Craig. We will penny sleeve you and then keep on working for the rest. All right, there we go. Our scratcher and 2 packs to go. So let's get this cruising. All right, we got Lynn Swann of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's our MVP card in this pack, coming in at number 10 and a value of around $22 in a PSA 10. So we'll keep him in our pile of MVP cards. All right, we got a game day card, American Bowl in Montreal. Another international game, card number 784. And curious if this has any extra value, just around $1.10, but another cool view into international games that year. So we've been playing a lot of games overseas in modern times and currently, but it's interesting to know how many were being played for so long. Falcons are back in black. Atlanta's 25th season kickoff, card number 787, and this has a value of around $1.27, also known as the Jerry Glanville card, as he's speaking there in front. But so unique one. Let's toss it to do some more research. We got James Francis of the Bengals, card 680, and that's around $1.50 for his rookie card right there. Fred Washington, 701 of the Chicago Bears, and around $1.94 for his rookie card. Michael Young, 493, around $1.79. The Broncos wide receiver. Rodney Pete, 498 of the Lions, around $1.44 there. Hold on, we're a little stuck to the next card. There we go. And we've got Terry McDaniel at 546. This one's showing around $50 in a PSA 10. So let's give him the bell. Pretty good. Welcome, Terry, to the show. And I can already see some white corners. I don't know if we'd ever hit a 10. But for now, you deserve a sleeve. And we'll check out values as we go. Excuse me. All right, Pete Manley, card number 530, and we're cruising through here. That's around a 75-cent card. And under him, we have Doug Smith, center on the Rams, card number 554, coming in at around $1.35. And we've got Tom Tupa, 619 of the Cardinals. That's around a $1.15 card there. And we got some Pro Bowl cards coming in. Jerry Ball of the Lions. And I'm wondering, I don't know if I have to say every card number, because it's not something that maybe you're too interested in, and it's written on the card. So I'm going to try that. Let me know as I go if you like the number or if you don't. Dennis Gentry, wide receiver of the Chicago Bears. And it's around $1.25. Whoop. So we have a Jerry Rice card. We also have a Sean Landeta card. So let's check out Sean first. $5.97. It's around a $10 card in a PSA 10. So given the grading and costs and things like that, probably go with a common there. Now we got Jerry Rice, card number 411. Looks like it's his Pro Bowl card. And all right, around $27 as a PSA 10. So not as wild as I thought, but still always great to see a Jerry Rice card. And we will keep that in our pile for sure. Here's our scratcher. And our last pack of this box, of this series, to let's see if we can get a superhero card in here. Fingers are crossed. I mean, we've already got a lot of great cards, so if we don't, all good. But man, that'd be really cool to get that superhero card. So here we have Jim Plunkett, 15 of our MVP subset, coming in at around $29 in a PSA 10. So how you doing, Jim? We'll put you in our MVP pile. Kevin Call, tackle of the Colts. And we're seeing around $1.55 there. Mike Bellamy, 719 of the Eagles. Around $1.35 for his rookie card. And I like how they put the kind of the banner on the rookie ones. Vince Buck, number 713. $1.54. We got Cedric Mack, 616. 25 cents. All right. Mike Ken, 428 of the Falcons. Around $1.75. Curtis Duncan, wide receiver of the Oilers, coming in around $1.27. Seth Joyner, card number 609. So we just did 509. We're hopping to 609 with around $1.07. Chris Martin, 531. And showing up at around $25 as a PSA 10. So we'll do a little more investigating there. David Richards of the Chargers. So here we have an error card as well, potentially. The correct back says G as in guard. The error back says guard and tackle. We have the G and the T, so we do have the error card. And there's not a huge amount of value in that error, although cool to have it, so we'll put that in our error pile. Freddie Joe Nunn, 617 of the Cardinals. And this was around 30 cents. All right, we're getting down to our last few cards. Come on, superhero card. 585, Hobie Brenner of the Saints. Around $1.30. And Vesti Jackson of the Bears. Around $1.42. Eric Dorsey of the New York Giants. $1.24. It is his rookie card. And Guy McIntyre of the 49ers. Card number 405. And it's around $1.30. And that is our last card. Here's our last scratcher. All right. I think we did great. Let's take a look at some of the biggest cards that we've got. I got this pile here that includes some of our MVP cards. So let's take out a couple of the ones that will really stand out. We got our Junior Seau rookie card, always a big one. We have our Bart Starr Super Bowl MVP card, and we got a bunch of others. We got our Woodson card and Rodney Hampton. Then we got our two Joe Montanas right there, William Perry, and then of course we could not forget our Barry Sanders Pro Bowl right there. Probably one of the big ones of the collection and of our poll today. So can't go wrong with Joe Montana's, Rod Woodson, William Perry, and Big Barry himself. Barry Sanders showed up. So he showed up, you showed up. Thanks for joining. Hope you had some fun. Hope you learned a few things. And there you have it. Until the next time.